Something interesting happened in the June 2024 Toronto real estate stats. The interest rates for June of 2023 and June of 2024 were pretty much the same. So in June of 2023, on June 7th, we went up 1/4 percentage point, and in June of this year, we went down 1/4 percentage point, but we were essentially at the same interest rate for most of the month. So what did that do to prices when you compare June of last year to this year? Prices are down 1.6% from June of last year to this year. Not terribly surprising considering last spring was a very busy market and prices at the time were going up. And I think some of the momentum carried off into June. This year, it was a little bit of the reverse. We've had a somewhat sluggish market for the spring, and I think that carried off into June a little bit here as well. In terms of the number of transactions, we are down 16.4% from last June. That is not terribly surprising. That has been the situation this spring. It has been relatively sluggish this spring in terms of the number of transactions. But what is interesting, we are up 4.2% in terms of the number of transactions from May until June. May is traditionally a much busier month than June, so seeing an uptick there is a bit of a surprise. I imagine the interest rate hike has brought some buyers back. It is by no means a tsunami of new buyers, but it is a small uptick in the number of buyers coming back to the market. Listings are up 12.3% from last June. This is a pretty typical stat for the spring of 2024. Both April and May have seen increased inventory in their stats as well. Now, I should be clear that houses and condo apartments are two different markets. Houses, for the most part, are still selling quite quickly and in competition. Condo apartments are taking a little bit longer to sell, and we are seeing a little bit of pressure on the price points for condo apartments right now. July should be a fairly interesting month. It will be the first time in a long time where rates are actually lower this year than they were last year. So let's see how that pans out next month. July tends to be slow, but maybe this year it'll show us a little sign of what's to come in the fall. I'm David Coffey of Bosley Real Estate.